still the blonde hair, huh?
Yeah, I'm really doubling down on that lockdown cliche.
Yeah, because it started in lockdown. Is it going strong till the end of it, or?
Yeah, well, maybe it can chart all of lockdown. As soon as the pandemic decides to miraculously end, I'll go back to my black-haired roots.
Yeah, I like it. It's really good on you, man.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I get to pretend that I'm like a surfer for 30 seconds of the day. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm really good. I'm excited to be releasing music. Yeah, and working on music. I feel very lucky to be doing that. And other than that, I've been keeping well. How about you? You all right?
Good under circumstances. I can still work. I have good health, so it's like it's fine.
Exactly.
But
for those of us who can still, who are still able to work and do our jobs, I guess you can't do anything other than incredibly lucky, right?
Yeah. And is there? Do you have a new hobby since lockdown other than dyeing your hair?
I wouldn't call my hair a hobby. I'd call it I don't know what I call it, but yeah, I guess like a lot of people, I've been, I guess just reading a lot, watching a lot of films. I tried to learn a language, but I'm lazy, so that sort of fell away. At the beginning, I was like, I'm gonna do a degree and learn 4 languages, and I'm gonna get amazing at, I don't know, whatever. But I failed massively. But we've made a lot of music. I've been working at a food bank, so I've been trying to be like useful locally, and put my time to use. I've got a lot of plants. Like a lot of plants. I think as well as the blonde cliche, I also went down the pot plant cliche. And our house is like a bit of it looks like a plant shop. It's embarrassing. But we like repainted lots of the house and all the things you want to do when you're stuck inside. And got into lots of games and stuff. I guess all the things you do to stay entertained. I've also been cycling everywhere, which has been really fun.
That's really a thing that everybody does now. The cycling, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, I've like always gone through periods of cycling loads and then not, and I get a bit lazy. But I think when public transport stopped in London, it was and the weather here has been amazing, so it was a nice excuse to just cycle everywhere. And as scary and weird and fucked up as everything has been, there've been like little things here and there that have been kind of interesting, like being able to just cycle through central London and it be completely deserted, like in a zombie movie. Obviously it's really unsettling and it's not a good thing, but there's sort of like moments of beauty in that as well, so that's been nice. Just to be clear, I'm not like a good competitive cyclist. I just use it to get around, particularly in the days where like we weren't allowed to leave our house at all. It was nice to be able to jump on a bike and like just go to a park or whatever, wasn't it? Yeah. I think that's probably the weirdest hobby that everyone seems to adopt is only socializing in parks. I've not spent this much time in parks since I was like a child, so that's kind of changed everything.
Yeah. And are you like one of the artists who also kind of likes it because you have a lot of time now to put into your music and you don't really have anything else to do? So is that where you get more inspiration?
We plan to be just at home and make music. So it's obviously been very strange and very kind of worrying, but we've been making loads and loads of songs and that's been kind of an amazing lifeline to have through everything. I felt very, very lucky for that. And it's been a really nice way to kind of collaborate with other people, working on songs over the internet and over Zoom with people and then be able to come to our studio. Like, we're very fortunate, we've got our own place here in South London. So getting just to cycle down here and work on songs in a day, has been amazing. And I'm someone that is always writing. Like, I've always got quite a lot of songs on the go. It's sort of the only thing I'm remotely okay at doing. So I like to do it a lot. And I guess it's been interesting. Not having touring as a big part of our lives has been such a huge change, but I've kind of enjoyed as much as I can in and amongst the weirdness of it all. You know, being home, trying to like be useful and be there for my friends who are like doctors and nurses and like, I don't know. It's like you said, we have work and we are currently healthy, so I have nothing to complain about. How about you? What's it been like? Have you been working the whole time?
Yeah, I've been working the whole time. The only thing that changed is that some people now have to work from home. So it's really different, because normally it's like always really fun in here, and it's still fun, but it's just different because a lot of people are at home now. So yeah, it's different. Do you find new inspiration in like staying at home and not being able to do anything, or is it just like the same feelings?
The first 3 albums that we made, we did them. You know, we wrote everything and we produced it all ourselves, and it was quite like an insular creative process. We've always collaborated loads on our mixtapes, but in the albums, it's always been like our space to just do what we want to do. And I think that coming to the end of that sort of trilogy of albums and the sort of 8 years of touring that we did, I wanted to mix things up completely and kind of throw out all of our processes and sort of start again a little bit. So it's been much more collaborative. It's been really fun and interesting, kind of writing with other people and working with other musicians and producers and bringing other people into our world a little bit. And yeah, I guess the change is good. Like it's, you know, it's helpful, and some of the songs we're making at the moment are my favorites in a long time, and I've been loving, you know, I guess we resisted collaboration for a really long time because we thought we could do it all ourselves. But what's obviously really fun about collaborating is you get to like enjoy in what other people bring to your music and get really excited by that. So like on Survivin, having, you know, the saxophone by Ritipo, who's this amazing musician that we're friends with and that we tour with sometimes. And, you know, when he comes in on the sax halfway through that song, it's like a slap around the face. And, you know, and I love it so much. It makes me smile every time I hear it. And Charlie Barnes, who plays live with us, you know, his guitar in the last chorus, this kind of like heavy, sleazy, like St. Vincent-esque guitar that comes in. Like, I love that moment as well. And in the chorus, we just got loads of our friends to sing the chorus with us. So there's like an artist called Rationale, who I love, who's a good friend of ours, and a friend, Ralph, this lead singer of a band called To Kill a King, who we've toured with loads, and the guys that wrote it and the guys in the band. You know, I guess even though the song lyrically is kind of, you know, maybe not the like most optimistic song in the world, I wanted sonically for it to feel like a bit of a warm hug, and you know, and for it to be kind of this interesting, chilled kind of vibe that we maybe haven't explored that much before, but with all these little musical moments that feel like surprising and exciting. And, you know, there's something about in the chorus being enveloped by your mates that is just, is quite nice, I think.
I would think that if you're in a band, you guys all are already like with a lot of people more than just like a solo artist. I would think like it's really not easy to get together in the studio and do it together, but then you guys wanted to collaborate and get more people involved. So
yeah.
That's crazy.
I think the thing is that we're just trying to be kind of open and more relaxed about our process. So, you know, there are some things that we all do together, and there are others that where we're bringing in new people. Like, we've all definitely had to change our process loads, like writing with someone over Zoom or working on songs, you know, over phone calls and Zoom is, some people have been doing it for years, but for us it's kind of weird, but you know, but it's doable, and when you're making music out of that, that's really fun, and that's cool. You know, like our last single, What You Gonna Do, we worked with Graham Coxon, but we were never in the same studio as him, obviously because of lockdown and everything like that. So so that was kind of weird, but I'm so grateful that we got to do it because I love the song, and I'm a huge Graham Coxon fan, and I love Blur so much. So yeah. So
how many people are on the song then? Like singing and doing
this one?
Yeah, Survivin.
Good question. So shitloads of people. There's shitloads of people on this song. What is it? So in the chorus there's probably like 5 or 6 different singers. It's like Will on the bass. yeah, I don't know, there's maybe like 10, 15 people on the song.
Wow.
Which is really fun because, you know, I guess it comes from like a personal place, this song, and it's sort of about coming out the other side of 8 years of touring and trying to figure out like who you are and if you're all right. And at the same time, it's, you know, it's about when life can feel a bit like overwhelming and a bit of a trudge, and you're sort of like dragging yourself from day to day. But I think it's kind of a universal feeling for a lot of people at different points in their life. And so I wanted to feel like it's not just me saying that, but it's kind of coming from a bunch. Yeah. And although it's like kind of bleak, there's like a bit of optimism there. So I wanted it to make you feel good, this song. And it's been really nice for us to have and work on during lockdown, because it makes me smile every time I hear it. And I never say that about our music because it's cheesy as fuck and no one should say that ever. But it genuinely does. Yeah, because often our music's like super bleak. But yeah, I like playing it to people and then watching their reaction, particularly when the saxophone comes in, because it's
I was surprised when that happened.
It's obnoxiously loud.
Yeah. Cool, very cool.
Good.
And I think it's so interesting that you wrote the song before the pandemic, but actually it's such a good fit for what is happening right now. It's so crazy.
Yeah, and I was kind of nervous about releasing it because of that. I didn't want it to seem like we jumped on this, you know, huge, harrowing thing that's happened to so many people and affected so many people in different ways. I didn't want to seem like we were kind of taking advantage of that. But yeah, but I don't know. I think I always overthink everything, and I'm always super sort of cynical and negative. And loads of my friends were like, "Nah, it's just a good song. Just fucking put it out." So yeah, so that's where we are. And, you know, hopefully it will be a nice like little distraction for some people. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm glad you did that you did put it out. But it is something like a kind of new sound, but I feel like you guys always do that. You always try to do something different. But for this era, is this going to be the sound for Bastille, or?
Well, the whole point of our next era is to just surprise people. So we wanted this song to come kind of out of the blue, and obviously it sounds very different to our last song, What You Gonna Do. So that's the only rule really at the moment, is every time you think we're going to do one thing, we'll do something else. Like, I definitely love the spaciousness of this song. And I love that it's quite, you know, it's definitely more like chilled than other stuff we've done. But yeah, I think the whole point of doing these two songs together was to show people that we can do a lot of very different things, and that we just want to keep surprising people and have fun with it, you know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. And I'm talking to you a few hours before the song comes out. Is there gonna be a video clip when it comes out, or?
Yeah, we've made a really like amazing animated video that's like an entire film. Ooh. In 3 minutes, and I love it so much. Yeah, we worked with the same animator that we worked on our last video with, Reza, but it's completely different style. And he's made such a sort of beautiful, incredible little thing. And I think we were initially going to put the video out at the same time as the song, but I wanted people to live with the song for a minute and then get to really appreciate the video, because what he's done is fucking amazing, and I'm really excited for people to see it. It's interesting, obviously animation takes such a long time, so he's been making this video for like 3-4 months, and so every week we get on the phone and get on a Zoom call with him and see the next bit that's been updated. So I was it's a very slow process, but it's been amazing to watch, and I'm so proud of it. I'm so excited for people to see it.
Yeah, cool. So it's not coming out today, but when is it coming out then, the music video?
That's a good question. I think maybe like next week, maybe the week after. I'm not sure. I'm really shit and disorganized.
But it's cool. I'm looking forward to it. Whenever it comes out, it's going to be so good. Cool. Thank you so much, Dan, for the talk. Lots of greets to the other ones of Bastille. And the song is cool, man. I'm looking forward to the rest of the album.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's really see you. Take care.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.